my beautiful Sagittarius. Oh my gosh. You were so kind to tell us that you're actually a Sagittarius moon as well. I know you're
Yeah.
Sun, Mercury, and Mars.
Yeah, I'm the most Sagittarius you'll probably ever have.
I love it. I am the same. I am Sun, Moon, Mars, Mercury, and also Neptune.
Okay, you're the most Sagittarius. You got it. You win. I'm number two. I'll take second here.
Yeah, no, I get you. We are very similar. I love it. Will you tell us your rising sign?
My rising sign is Leo.
Even more fire. Okay,
Yeah,
yes. Well, this
I'm
is part of why you are so fun to watch, messing with your tribe just for entertainment. Let's start with you finding the Beware advantage. Charlie was nearby. You were still able to keep it a secret. Talk me through the like nerves, the excitement, this whole digging it up at night, this whole process.
oh my God, it was hilarious. So we were searching like about 20 to 30 minutes before that. And then I remembered this tree from like when we were going to water well. And so I was like, I'm going to go. And we're doing it in pairs. So that way we can keep an eye on each other. I don't know, because we do everything together. And so I'm like looking and looking and looking. And then I was like, I don't know. I feel like there was something like drawing me to it, literally. And then I was like, okay. So I kind of climbed up a little. There's a bunch of ants. I was like, nope, not doing that. And then I go around the back and I spotted. I didn't see that it says beware. I didn't know what it is. I just saw, I grabbed it and I shoved it in my pants. My heart started like racing. And I know when I do anything like that, my facial expression changed. So in the moment, I was like, you need to like calm down. You need to not show that you're scared or nervous. And I was like, okay, calm down. And so I continued looking with Charlie and he didn't know. And so I was like, yes, one check mark. The
Yeah.
next one, after I read it, I was like, no way, I gotta go dig. And I was like, when and how? Because I can only go to the restroom without my crew. So that's the only place that I'm allowed to venture out and to the ocean, and nobody will follow me. But that also means like no camera would follow me. So I was like, I can't go that way because then it won't be caught. And so I was like, okay, so I'm gonna go in the night. So I waited for an hour and a half until I heard Tim start snoring. And I know that was my thing. I started running. I digged one place because I forgot where I found it. So I digged one place and I couldn't find anything. And then like in the dark, and it's so dark. I know the night vision makes it look like you can see. I couldn't see anything. I just know the path to the water well by head because we've been. And I dig the other place. A frog like jumped over my hand. I was like, oh my God, I'm so scared. But then I found the box and I was like, now I can't even read it. Like I'm trying to look. I barely read like a piece and I was like, yeah, I can't read this. So I just took the scroll. I tossed the box and I know everybody was so worried that it's in the open. But in the morning, I went and grabbed it and hid it on the beach. So it wouldn't be in like somebody's path. And then I decided to play some games. I was like, what can I do with this piece of paper? And I was like, I'll just hide it. I'll just put it somewhere where somebody else. And I had like other plans to back it up, but we never lost. So they ended up digging and digging and digging without the backup plan. So then it fizzled out.
Oh my gosh, I was worried about that tree. They were digging so much.
Yeah.
So and then when you finally do lose and you know you have to go, you go through this entire like math equation. I was terrified for you. Talk me through this part. This was
I was
wild.
terrified for myself. Listen, I didn't go to college and I graduated high school. Like what? I can't even tell you. When I was 16, I'm 32 now. Do the math. I'm bad at math. I forgot what a perimeter is. And so I was reading it and I started freaking out. I was like, no way. I was like, they would do this shit to me. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, no, I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, I got to tell my tribe. And then I was like, no, Jem, like, breathe, think. So then I
Mhm.
started going through what a circumference is, a radius is, and then I got the perimeter because that's how my brain worked. Like, whatever I learned in that time or that day is how I remember things. And then I was like, yes, you got to add it all. So then I started like running around, like measuring everything. And then I got it. And when I found the idol, it was like a relief because then I can go back to the tribe and kind of go back to my alliance and make sure that nobody suspected anything, which they didn't. I pulled it off. I pulled off the heist.
You really did. It was so fun to watch. So we saw that you had built a relationship with the ladies and then kind of plus Charlie. Was that accurate?
Yeah, it was. It was like I didn't want it to be like a girl versus boy thing. I just wanted like people that I could trust, but I couldn't trust him. Like I couldn't read him at all. And it was like a little shady, the conversations we were having. And so I was like, I can't trust him. And I was over the rock and roll. And I was like, that shit ain't gonna happen. So I was like, nope. And then I was like, okay, so I have to do the girls. And then I kind of talked to Mo and you guys saw it played out. And then we rope in Maria. And then Maria I kind of planted that Charlie might be the other person. Because Charlie was talking about, oh, you know, his girlfriend would like not be okay if he voted a woman out first. And that kind of was like, okay, let's bring Charlie and he wouldn't vote us out first. And so we roped Charlie. And so that's how it started.
So you guys kind of called yourselves like the Vibe Tribe. Was that accurate, or were we sort of just like putting on a polite face?
I was putting on a polite face. I know there were like most of us were like the only two that was actually vibing, and in hindsight, I should have known was Charlie and Ben. And Mo a little. Mariah was vibing with them a little because she also knew a lot of that. And when we were going to bed, they used to do this weird riddle of like talking about like movie titles, but saying random stuff and then you have to guess the movie's title. I don't know. I just couldn't follow up. And so Maria and I were like looking at each other and then we were like, we can't do that. And then Tim and I, like during the song battle, we were like, yeah, we definitely are not doing that. And so it was like we were vibing. I was being very cordial where I don't ruffle any feathers or say anything. I'm like, yes, we love it. We love it. This is so great. But sitting there for 2 hours and listen to them go one on one, I wanted to go in the ocean and take a dive and not come back up.
So heading into this tribal, we see you had already sort of planted seeds about Tim. But we also see you having conversations with Tim and Ben to sort of cover you. Did they end up giving you a plan? Like, how did you feel about those conversations?
No, they didn't give any plan at all. Because they thought that Mo and I was tight. Mariah and I was like tight. So Charlie told us that the plan for the boys are going with Mariah. So when I try to ask them something, that's why I was like, okay, maybe that's why they're not giving me a name because it's Mo. I never thought it was because of me, because Charlie said that and I trusted Charlie. But we planned, like Charlie's Angel planned on having conversation with everybody as like a round one-on-one, just to make them feel safe. And that's why you see like conversation happening. But when Ben and I conversation happened, I was like literally idol hunting. And I wanted to like, I was scared that he had saw like that I was doing stuff. And so I wanted to like get rid of him. So that's why I was more like, tell me the plan, tell me a name, like just go, like tell me what you want to do and just continue on. And that's why I was a little bit more aggressive, because I was also scared that if I don't have my vote and time was running out to go to tribal council, that my tribe would know if I stay that I don't have, and then it'll be like a bigger situation. So I wanted to avoid that.
So you going into tribal thought you had the numbers with your alliance, and then you thought the other plan was Mariah. So were you just kind of comfortable going into tribal?
I was so comfortable. You can tell me nothing. I mean, they played well. I'll say that much. Like because every day for 11 days, you're having the same conversation and the same reassurance. You're out there, you don't have anybody of your kin, like nobody out there, and you're trusting these people. And I wanted to play a loyal game in terms of my alliance, maybe not my idols or whatever, but my alliance. I wanted to go into the merge with the numbers, and I wanted to kind of play like a hard game where it's just moves, and not just like oh, let's just vibe, you know, like that's not my thing. I wanted to play the game. And so I was like, if we have the numbers and we go, if they want to play, then we'll get to the end as the four and we'll duke it out. We'll say who was the best game, da 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 da. And then I already had like, you know, what I did on like Sega as like, hey, I was doing this when you guys were chilling. So I thought it was like, you know, I had the numbers and I had the people, but I didn't know that like they would flip even when they found out that Ben didn't have a vote, which was weird.
Did everyone realize for sure he didn't have a vote, or he was kind of playing like maybe he wouldn't have a vote?
Well, he said maybe or maybe not, but we
Okay.
all knew he didn't have a vote because he was just like
Yeah.
not being very truthful in conversations. Yeah.
So how was it in tribal? I mean, you obviously didn't play your idol, so they never said anything suspicious, like you were going with the flow, thought you were safe.
Yeah, I was listening to everyone if they were saying anything. And then I was looking at people to see their movements, like what they're looking at or what they're saying. Everybody played it cool. I tried to vote Jeff out, but that didn't work. Um, but no, everybody played it cool. I could have like after I saw the episode, I picked up on one thing that I didn't when Charlie said like he was vibing with Ben. I should have known he wasn't going to vote for Ben. And I was like, it would have been somebody else, but I didn't pick it up because I was, hey, it's me being honest and me being trustworthy, and that didn't get me far. So
Yeah, you never know when people are acting.
yeah,
It's
exactly.
it's hard to know. Well, we're very bummed to see you out already. What was this experience like for you, though?
It was amazing. I've had a great time. I've had a great time in the game. I haven't had much time to really thought about the game after because I'm just so busy with work and everything, but watching it, it was great. I was like, it's everything that I've done and everything that I've wanted. It was just short-lived and I had so much more planned for like beyond where I was. And if I had been able to get there, it would have just been wild. Like what you saw was like a tad bit of what I had up my sleeve, but it didn't happen. So we'll see. Maybe
All
next
right.
time.
Yes, absolutely. Well, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you too.